KPRC2 News begins right now with breaking news.
Hey, we start tonight with breaking news: an execution hold for Robert Roberson. Thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Keith Garvin.
Good evening. I'm Daniela Guzman. The order from the state Supreme Court coming down just moments ago, and we want to get right to KPRC2 investigator Robert Arnold, who's joining us now live from Huntsville with the latest developments. Robert.
This has just been an incredible turn of events that started just after 4 this afternoon when a judge in Travis County issued a temporary restraining order against the state of Texas carrying out the execution of Robert Roberson. However, the Texas Attorney General immediately appealed that TRO from the Travis County judge to the highest criminal court in Texas, the Criminal Court of Appeals. The Criminal Court of Appeals then vacated that temporary restraining order, so lawmakers then went to the Texas Supreme Court, the highest civil court in Texas, and now it is the Texas Supreme Court that has reinstituted that temporary restraining order and essentially blocking the execution, at least for now, of Robert Roberson. If you remember, all of this started because Robertson has been arguing that the state's so-called junk science law should grant him a new trial. He has said that the foundation of his conviction, shaken baby syndrome, was based on outdated old science in the state's, as I said, junk science law should mean that he should get a new trial in this case. However, all his appeals and even a lengthy evidentiary hearing in 2021 failed to win him a new trial. So lawmakers on the House Criminal Jurisprudence Committee have been holding hearings to determine if the state's junk science law is working as intended. Those lawmakers last night subpoenaed Robertson to testify at their hearing on Monday. Those lawmakers said their subpoena and their need to get this information from Robertson should trump the state's death warrant. The Texas Attorney General's office argued that no, it should not. And so that question is still up in the air. Even though the state Supreme Court has halted this execution, it has not answered the broader question as to whether subpoenas from lawmakers in these impending death penalty cases can actually have the power to stop an execution from moving forward. That's something that's going to have to be answered at a later date. Also, it's not clear what impact this is going to actually have on Robertson's case, whether a new death warrant will be issued, whether this will eventually happen, or if he will at some point get a new trial. None of that is clear at this point. What we do know, though, is this execution will not move forward. The death warrant expires at midnight, and a new death warrant will then have to be sought. When that will happen, we are not sure, but we're expecting to get an update from Texas Department of Criminal Justice officials here shortly, and as soon as we do, we will update you. Reporting live from Huntsville, Robert Arnold, KPRC2 News.
Wow, Robert, this is just so unusual to see on the day of an execution. Explain to us quickly and just a little bit about where do we go from here? Like, what is next?
Well, Robertson will go back to death row, which is in Livingston at the Polunsky unit. And like I said, a new death warrant will have to be sought as that warrant expires at midnight. If an execution is not carried out by midnight, then that new warrant has to be sought. And a new execution date cannot be set for at least 91 days from the date that a new death warrant is sought. So it's going to be at minimum 3 months before a new execution date could even be set here.
Okay.